Hello everyone and welcome back to Minecraft. I'm going to be doing this for a little while on the channel because I just really am wondering if this is just going to be the best way for me to get my channel to grow by this point. Aside from obviously spending money on a better editing tool, which isn't going to happen because I ain't got the money to do that. Today's video is going to be about lighting. Oh boy, isn't this exciting? I mean, the cow's obviously excited. He keeps, oh dear, I'm not even gonna, I'm gonna ignore that. But we're gonna be talking about lighting and a couple of lamp ideas I had come up with. I'm doing this in the meantime while I try to work that out. I'm trying to work on a pumpkin slash melon farm that's a bit more compact. It's not going well. I think my problem is I need a 1 by 2 1 by 2 space in order to get the melon to grow or pumpkin. I'm not certain. Again, Bedrock and the difference between Java and Bedrock. Yeah, I think it's really dumb. But okay, so real quick, going over things. These are kind of all the items I used right here. If in case you're wondering, I used torches for some of these, lanterns, sea pickles, or attempted to use sea pickles, campfire, glowstone, sea lantern, redstone lamps, and rods, and all these other wonderful items to try and create lampposts. Here's a couple of additional items I kind of need to make some of these other ones, some of the ones in the back and stuff like that. But some of the lighting options that you'll see are the redstone torches, the end rods, a redstone lamp like seen in the chest. You got the sea lantern, glowstone, campfire, and like I said, lantern and torch. Also, sea pickles. Sea pickles have 4 different variations to them, each one increasing in light from 1 all the way up to 4. Starting on this side, I have, as you can see, the 2 different sides. You can use redstone torches or use normal torches. You even can just plop them down on a fence, kind of like how you kind of see right there, except for not 3 tall. But these are kind of just old school lampposts you could have done. If y'all remember playing Minecraft before the Village and Pillage. I forgot what the update was called, but if you remember that, villages used to have these type of lamps, and they were lamp posts, but they were very common. This can do you really well early in the game if you want to build an early game lamp post. But aside from that, you probably you probably could do a little bit better once you start getting yourself a stable source of iron, as you can see later down the line, to do something a little bit nicer, such as the lanterns. Another one you can use is a build like this. I'm on Bedrock, so again, dumb, silly complications. You need to not only just water, but plant the seed pickles on sand in order to keep them from breaking. Plant them on any other block, other than I think sand or coral, and they won't stay put. I'm using the acacia trapdoors to act as a bit of a hold plate that basically just hold the water in place. Um, you can use you can use other trapdoors. You see, I use acacia wood quite a lot, actually. The only reason is because, as you can see here, very few of these trapdoors actually have any holes in them. I mean, they'll still project light through them, but the only ones here that actually have holes in them are the jungle wood trapdoors and the acacia wood trapdoors and iron trapdoors, but they won't close without a redstone signal. So yeah. And looking at the lamppost, I wanted to mention something real fast about this particular build and the usage of iron bars, because iron bars can allow you to add a lot more shape to the design. But you can't place any lanterns on them. It's just not going to happen. So you need to use a wooden fence post if you want to plant a lantern on top of it. The original idea was to give it the same kind of shape as this right here, and then place a lamp on the top of it, kind of like a base like this, and it goes all the way up to an iron bar, it goes all the way top, and you just place the lantern on top of it. But it wasn't gonna work, so this is basically what I was stuck with. Next up, this is the same design that's over on my mansion build. I had to make it a little bit taller as it looked a little bit weird using the same height as those over there. But it still looks pretty good, and a couple of alternate versions of it you could use. Here's another version of it, kind of basically a direct upgrade to the torches on the wooden posts. And then if you just want to be really lazy, or you just for whatever reason don't have the wood, you could just place a block here and then place a lamp on top of it. And the next lighting source that we are featuring here is going to be a campfire. Now you could place a slab on top of this if you don't want the smoke coming out of it. But in any case, though, this is just mainly just for, I imagine you would want to use this as more of a type of beacon type build. Like if you were building a bunch of little, like if you were building a bunch of lampposts along the side of a major highway you have built, going out to an entirely different settlement or something like that. You could build this at certain checkpoints. Instead, of course, obviously you may want to do something like what I did here with the enter trapdoors and put a hay bale underneath it, underneath your campfire, in order to get the smoke to go a lot higher. This one right here was meant to be a design for if you wanted to have a light source that hangs off the ceiling. I don't know how effective this is. I don't think it's that effective. It'd probably be a bit better as a kind of a decorative piece if you were to use it in a build. Next up, Glowstone. Now the only reason why you want to use trapdoors on Glowstone is because the normal texture for it makes it look like popcorn. What's the Cracker Jack? I think is what it was called. Cracker Jacks. But in any case, here we have a glowstone just simply placed here. Thanks to my texture pack, glowstone actually looks really nice. So I don't really need to do this. I can just simply do this and it would look very nice if I really wanted to. Also have the similar lamppost design again, except for a problem with this variation of it. You have an open space on the bottom. Now, technically saying you could just place a block down there. I think I had a block in mind while I was building these, but I completely forgot what it was. But you could just simply place a block beneath it, and that solves the issue. But yeah. Also, one thing I do want to mention about these real quick, I think these would look better with a stone wall instead. Hold up, let me do that. I do like that look a little bit more. It makes the base of it feel a lot more sturdy. But what if we also did that? Oh, I do like the look of that. That does look very nice, actually, in my opinion. Though, we're going to go ahead and, we'll leave the base onto it, but we're going to go ahead and turn that back to an iron bar for now. In any case, the same problem here with these and stuff. It's just like, it's the same ideas as if we're put on an actual post. And again, you could use the same baseline idea that were used here for the base on these instead of just doing strictly wood. And of course, here's the variation of them without the acacia stuff. And again, same type of build here, except for hanging from the ceiling. And again, same issue, except for this time it's on the top, as these over here. So basically, just replicating everything I did here. Sea lanterns are technically interchangeable between glowstone, in my opinion. So basically, same thing here. We'll talk about that because I think it actually, sea lanterns actually go really well with end rods if you want to use the end rod as kind of a item to hang it from. So yeah, and also here's a kind of chandelier style build. You could use glowstone, you could use the sea lanterns, either one, and here's an alternate version with them hanging downwards. And here are your redstone lamps. These need a redstone signal. As you see here, they're currently powered. How these work is you can does it right click? Yeah, you can right click them, and now it's in nighttime mode. So if the world space were to be changed to nighttime, this would now be powered. But change it to this other mode where it senses daylight. So as long as it's daylight outside, these will be powered. And of course, you can still add the trapdoors, but again, same problem as glowstone. I would recommend just simply using this style right here, and maybe also using the cobblestone and wooden fences to add a bit more dimension to the actual pole instead of doing an actual, doing just strictly wooden fences and iron bars. In any case, so moving back here, we get to the end rods. This is another idea, so for just in case you don't have like the space to do something like this, or I just did this to show that you can't place these horizontally on fence posts. Like you can place them horizontally, as you can see there, and make it work just fine, just not using fence posts. You actually have to use blocks. So that you can use iron bars, but I think the fences make it look a lot better. You probably could also use the stone walls if you really wanted to as well, or any type of stone type wall. It doesn't have to be cobblestone walls. if you have a long enough or high enough corridor, basically saying you could place these down and have lighting and use these as lighting through it. Or if you're building like a type of warehouse build, you could use these to keep your place lit up. And this right here was actually influenced by something I saw someone build on a stream. Um, if I can find the stream, I'll leave it linked in the description below, or try to at least. But this doesn't, I'm pretty sure this doesn't look exactly as they did on the stream, but I basically looked at it and thought, huh, why haven't I thought of that? And then I just decided to go ahead and, while I was setting this up, I figured, well, I'll go ahead and feature it anyways. And just, and go ahead and say that this was something I did see on a stream. I think it's a very nice design, though. And of course, obviously, again, just simple fence post kind of right here, just with the end rod on it. Maybe you could do this if you're doing some type of like little mystical build. Like maybe, for instance, you had like a little altar or something, you could have fence posts with end rod on it. So yeah, and then there's this right here. I decided to add a bit more shape to it because I remembered the hopper existed. You could add a hopper to the bottom. That's why I was thinking of. There's a block I was in there. I was like, oh, there's a block you could add to this. It's a hopper. That's what I was thinking of. But yeah, you can add a hopper. It'll make it a bit more shapely and stuff like that. This is just kind of the alternate version you could have hanging from the ceiling. But yeah, you could use it in a massive dragon skull build. You could use this item right here in a massive dragon skull build to kind of create like a sharp tooth or something. But yeah. Also, it's worthwhile mentioning jack-o'-lanterns. I did place a button on top of it. I'm pretty sure someone's already thought of this by now. That make it just to kind of make the stem pop out a little bit more. Otherwise, it's just kind of a bit so yeah, see, even though it's a green stem, I still think that looks way better over here. But yeah, you could build like a scarecrow with a jack-o'-lantern on it if you were doing like a farm build or something. And of course, obviously, this is just me here showing off that the sea lantern kind of goes a little bit well with the end rod, and you could do the two end rods right. You could do it kind of like this in order to, if you think that looks like it would connect a little bit better. But that said, though, these are all the lamppost ideas I could kind of come up with in terms of using every light source in the game. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you guys in whatever video I make next. See you guys next time. Bye.